Cardboard, always one of the first in here. Arcanum CCG, what's up, bro? SYC Gaming, what's up? So we're gonna have another kind of typical Metazoo. Typical Metazoo midnight hangout here. And I wanted to pick your guys' brains tonight. As far as potential questions that you guys have for the new Metazoo. Actually, give me a sec here while we wait for some people to get in here. Let me grab a pair of scissors. I'm going to need a first edition. What's up, Menace? What's up, Supper? What's up, Lolcow TCG? Somebody stole my scissors. I got to grab them. Okay, we got some people in here now. 22. What's up, guys? Go Ducks, go. What's up? What's up, Mario? David Bunnyman, ES, Shimshack Collectibles. What's up, dude? I forgive you for stealing my scissors. All right, so I guess I'm going for horse law number 5. What's up, Smoking Them Grits? So we're gonna do first edition. I want to try to also get to some UFO second edition, potentially some wilderness. I've got an eBay wilderness box over here. Comment. I don't know what you're talking about. The live stream situation that I see everybody post about. What's that? Are you talking about the Bailey thing? What's up, Link? Thank you, Metazoo Menace. Smash that like button. I almost forgot. So, one of the themes of tonight's stream is I want to get your guys' input on what potential questions you guys would have for the new Metazoo ownership. If I were hypothetically to have them on the channel for an interview, I wanted to kind of pick your guys' brains on what kind of questions the community would have. I've got my own list of questions of kind of things that I would ask, but I wanted to pick your guys' brains and see if there's anything that I'm missing. The Gato says, I'm assuming, I'm just seeing spread like wildfire in Metazoo groups on Facebook. You got to give me more information than that. The only live stream thing that I've seen is the old clips of Bailey on the Metazoo Facebook page. Other than that, I'm not super familiar with what you're talking about. I'm curious if they will be having deck sets too. Are they going to have the same characters? That's one of the questions that I have. Ask them if they have had any talk or contact from Mike or any of the old management. I already know the answer to that one. Yeah, okay, so that's the same thing I'm seeing. I mean, honestly, as far as the Bailey thing goes, I don't know, man. People mess up. I don't know, man. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, I feel like people are very aggressively trying to re-cancel Bailey. He's been canceled multiple times. And I think people like to dogpile in these, like, cancellation scenarios. I don't know, man. Bailey might be a little bit of a shady dude, but I feel like people are kind of dogpiling on him right now. I don't know. Yeah, it's an old clip. It's not something that happened recently, to my knowledge. Mr. Slash says, Nick, hey, I have a question. What do you think will be some of the greatest cards to have in a Grail collection, assuming the game stays fairly intact? So here's the thing. I think there is genuine concern, and I think genuine reason to have concern about the Chinese printers potentially having the ability to reprint anything they want that they have the Metazoo files for. There's really nothing stopping them. And I think they really showed that they don't really care about the rules when they were selling stuff like under the table Alibaba while this whole bankruptcy was in process. So I think there's genuine concern when you're thinking about what old product you want to hold on to or you think might be valuable in the future. I think it's tough because I think you got to try to think about what could they never reprint? Because I feel like there's legitimate reason to believe they could reprint Kickstarter cards, could reprint sample cards. And I think I don't know, it's tough. Because even though technically Kickstarter and samples, at least from what we're told, are the rarest of all the products or the shortest print of the products, I mean, what's really stopping them from reprinting any of that stuff now? If sample cards go up, if the new Metazoo completely takes off and the secondary market goes crazy on old stuff, what's stopping the printers from printing sample cards here and there, Kickstarter cards here and there, and just selling them on eBay as legit, or selling them on whatever platform? Was Kickstarter a different printer? All right, let me start cracking this first edition box while we talk and speculate here. But the samples were the Chinese printer, right? Wasn't that a big thing? Weren't there some like earlier on in Metazoo, weren't there sample cards popping up that were deemed not legit from those printers? Metazoo Menace says, I'd like to know if they will still do tower tournaments and Casters Cup, and will the Metazoo store with Sam Sinclair still exist? And of course, will they collab with Tops? Good questions. So the cryptids in Metazoo public domain, yes, theoretically anybody could do a cryptid TCG or a cryptid story. What's up, Frostbite Labs? He says, shout out to Nick Strength and Metazoo. Better sample fakes arrived after. I think Bayaya prints one piece cards too. Oh, do they? That is the new design of the cards. That is the new design of the cards going to be like. Oh, you mean what is the new design of the cards going to be like, and how will the gameplay be different from the original game? Menace, I don't think there's any way to know that. No one knows how the new company will handle the story. Everybody, yeah. Actually, on Monday, tomorrow, actually, I should have my Cryptid Camp stuff that not Bailey, but Erica sent me, which I guess is like his partner in Cryptid Camp. I think that'll be interesting to dig into here, even though I'm not very optimistic about Cryptid Camp, and I think that it's basically, to be honest, I think it's kind of dead in the water. I think the only time that Cryptid Camp was a decent idea was when it really looked like Metazoo was never going to come back. And even then, it was just kind of like a Metazoo clone. I think it's kind of dead in the water now that Metazoo's coming back. I think if any cryptid TCG is going to take off here in the near future, I think it's going to be the new Metazoo and not like a Metazoo spinoff. I have a fake sample Mothman, still looks amazing. I wouldn't know it was fake if I was new to Metazoo. The whole idea of making a cryptid TCG just because Metazoo and fill the gap seems like a tasteless money grab and unoriginal. I will say, whatever opinions you guys have of Bailey, that's fine. I know that he's not like the most reputable dude. But this Erica chick, the girl that he's partnered with, is like a really cool chick. And she seems really nice. So I don't know why that partnership came to be. But they kind of seem like polar opposites, honestly. I don't know why my light. There we go. So to be clear, the Cryptid Camp thing is not a Bailey only endeavor. Oh, I agree. Mr. Sly says, "Who cares who's running it? The whole idea feels like a ripoff." I agree that. I mean, it's very clearly targeting the Metazoo community, right? And they're very clearly trying to fill that gap. But I think now that Metazoo's coming back, that gap doesn't exist. And I just feel like the people that are trying to not give Cryptid Camp a chance just because they don't like Bailey, I think isn't the reason to not give it a chance. I think the reason to not give it a chance is if you liked Metazoo, probably just wait and spend your money on the new Metazoo instead of like a Metazoo ripoff. I don't really like the pile-ons on Bailey. I mean, I'm not friends with the guy or anything, but I feel like people are really piling on the dude. Echo Talk says, "How do you go about making your own TCG?" Just wondering. I feel like it's honestly not as difficult as I would have initially thought. I feel like it's more just getting all the moving pieces together and, getting the artist, getting the gameplay down, coming up with like the design concepts and the kind of the world which your game exists in. Can you ask if the first set will be available worldwide? That's a good question, and that's a question I did not have. I'm going to write that down. I had not thought of that one yet. That is a good question. I mean, I guess at the very least, I can say um, I did talk to the new owners of Metazoo. They did reach out. I can't say what we talked about. And I guess I could say that we are going to be doing an interview. I'm just not going to say when yet. But I am going to incorporate these questions into my list of questions, and we'll see what we can come up with. Lolcow TCG says the hardest part is developing a fan base to be interested in your TCG. Then the rest of it is the easiest part. True. Shimshack Collectible says, "I'm just anxious. I want to feel the new card set, the card stock, and the overall smell of the cardboard." Can you add? I already read that one. Distribution. And I think one thing I can probably say I can probably put to rest. It's not going to be called Meta 2. It will still be Metazoo. I think I can say that much. The branding will still be Metazoo. It's not going to be something different. It will still be called Metazoo. I think I can say that much. I've seen a lot of people speculate that it might be like the whole thing might be this Meta 2. It's not. It's still Metazoo. So I think I can say that. Will the cards be thicker? That's a good question. I think just an overall question, maybe on the general quality difference of the cards, would be a good question. Quality of cards. I'll just write down compared to the old Metazoo. Mr. Sly says, "I think the Metazoo reboot, if marketed fairly, will be a big hit. The only thing that is not certain is if the old cards will have any use in the new game." They won't. I think they've made that clear that they're completely retooling the. I mean, they said that basically in their mission statement. It will be a new game. Ever get bored of opening first edition boxes? Are you just chasing the red ink? I don't get bored of it, and no, I'm not just chasing the red ink. I never get tired of pulling that OG first edition Mothman or Frogman. But a red ink would be nice as well. Do they already have the artists and or picked out for the new set? What art style are they thinking about using? I have those questions in my question list. As someone who enjoys playing games with others, I'll pick up both Cryptid Camp and Metazoo again, says Mario. Manuel says, "Hey Nick, do you plan on opening any Seance booster boxes?" I actually don't have any, so I don't really. I have in my sealed collection, but I don't have any loose just sitting around. I wasn't a big fan of Seance, so I haven't bought any loose booster boxes. Actually, that's a good question there. Collect Gem says, will PSA and Beckett label it version 2 when grading? I don't have any questions about the gradability of the cards, so I will include that. That's a good question. And I guess we're assuming that PSA and Beckett would even resume grading the new Metazoo. So I guess that is a question worth asking. I'm sure they've looked into that. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'll send you one or two if you'd like. Booster boxes of Seance. That'd be sick, bro. Power up red full hollow right off the bat. Good. Charles Gibson says, "Hey Nick, I have a question. Shoot. I don't think grading companies will label it V2. This will be similar to when Pokemon went from WotC to Pokemon Co. When is the first information of the new art coming? Um, I don't know when we're going to see the new art, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get some interview about the art. I don't know when you're actually going to see it, but I think there will be questions answered about that. Please ask them if they have plans for multiple formats, like how Magic has standard Commander. Okay. I'll just write down formats. Yeah, a lot of you guys are probably better versed since I've never played MetaZoom. If you guys were players, if you have any questions, like from a player's perspective, I think that's where you guys would be very valuable here. Because my questions are more around like print run. What is this new set going to be? Which cryptids are it going to include? What are the plans for expansion as far as following the roadmap? Any hints of getting yokai islands or seven seas or expanding into other mythologies? Will we potentially see any of the artwork that was already finished for that, like War or Legacy? I mean, maybe, probably not. We're not going to get War. Probably not. We're not going to get Legacy. But if there was any art for those sets, will we see that pop up in any future projects? I'd say another question I have would be what kind of continuity will there be between the old MetaZoo and the new MetaZoo? And I think the questions about the storyline were good. I think it was MetaZoo Menace that asked, will Sam Sinclair still be a part of it? So, like, how closely are they going to stick to that original story? I think that's a good question. And plan expansion as far as an animated series, a comic book, whatever. Questions like that. Um, I've got questions about collabs. Someone mentioned tops earlier. I think that's a good question. Lake Worth Monster reverse. Thanks for that dono, Shimshak. $2 says, will they keep or remove the fourth wall mechanics? That's a good question. I have that in my list of questions, but I will add that anyway. Fourth wall on my notepad here. Smoking Them Grit says he would like the same characters but a new story. That might be another good question as far as distribution. I saw ES just say, wondering when the new marketplace website will be up and running. I don't know if they're going to use the same marketplace. What are their distribution channels going to be? Are they going to have a new website that's not called MetaZoo Marketplace? Are they going to use the same social media as before? That's a good question. I'd say Distribution with a question mark, maybe. I mean, I'm assuming they'll have some kind of platform of their own that they're going to be selling the product on. I don't know why they wouldn't. But will it be the old Metazoo marketplace? That I don't know. Metazoo Meta says, will they make an effort to be more of a presence at more cryptid festivals and events to connect with the cryptid community? That's a good question, too. I will say, let's put that as community outreach. If you can just slip in that the fans would love to still see War and SCP, it would be much appreciated. You know, I would love to see it too. I feel like we're not going to see those sets as those sets. I don't think we'll see a set called War or a set called SCP. I think we have a higher probability of maybe seeing cards in the upcoming sets that are cryptids fighting, or like what we wanted to see from War. Because really, War was just a concept that we had, right? Like we didn't have a whole lot of information about War, or a whole lot of artwork, like a whole lot of like all we really envisioned War to be was it's going to be focused on cryptids fighting on the same card. Other than that, what really was the set? So even if we don't see War come out as its own individual set, I think we have a higher chance of maybe seeing cards with more than one cryptid on the card in sets, which would still be kind of like getting War. What's up, Justin? I don't know. I don't think we're going to see those sets come out. And I think especially when you look at the announcement, how they refer to the first set that's coming out in the first quarter of next year as base set, the fact that they're kind of starting over makes me think that they're going to stray quite a bit from Mike's original roadmap plan. So I don't know. I don't think we'll see a set called War. I just hope they add SCP. See, that might be a probability as well, is like adding in some of those SCPs into a set versus having an SCP only set. What's up, Atlantis? Good to see you, man. Echo Talk Show says, I don't care about the set called SCP. I just hope they add. Yeah. Will we see a Nick SMP card? I doubt it. I don't know how much stuff they're gonna do like that, like Metazoo did with the Rudy collabs. I think they might stay away from that type of thing. Oh, awesome, bro. Catching Cryptid says, yo, got my promos. Oh, no problem, man. I'm glad you got them. Nick, would we consider Rick as the new creator of Metazoo now? Do you think he'll be the face moving forward? I guess I can't really say much. I would say, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question without saying much. I guess I would say my response to that would be when I do this interview, if I do this interview, as the new face, the person representing the new Metazoo will not be Rick. It will be Charlie Herlocker. I guess I could say that. And I guess I could also say, as reflected by the court documents, it was not Rick that bought Metazoo. It was Charlie. And that you see that in the court documents. So Charlie is the guy that bought it, not Rick. And it's more of a, and they kind of phrased it this way on their announcement about Metazoo. It's more of a collaboration between Metazoo slash Meta2 and Charlie and GameCubator Labs, this rival of Metazoo. So to be clear, GameCubator Labs was not who bought Metazoo, but they are involved in the revival of it. Lee is the guy that bought Metazoo. I should probably clarify that. So when I say give me questions to ask, we're directing these questions at Charlie and not Rick. Although I guess Charlie could ask to get answers if you have a specific question for Rick. Supper says, ask them how many different Rudy promos they are planning to print. I have a feeling we're not going to see any new Rudy promos. But I think those are really the only two questions that I can answer for you guys. Is I can say the new Metazoo will not be called Meta 2. It will still be Metazoo. And when we talk about the new Metazoo owner, we're talking about Charlie is who we're talking about. I think those are things that I could say. Now, if you're talking about the team, then we would include GameCubator Labs and Rick. But as far as the new owner, we're talking about Charlie. Yep, I already have a question about the art in my list of questions. Babaluga says, what about the art? Is it staying? I have that question ready to ask. Secondary market wants to know what they'll do with stuff. I already have that question on my list, and I have already asked that question. So that'll be something whenever we do this interview that we'll get an answer to. And I do know the date of the so we are doing an interview. I do know the date. I just I'll announce it after I talk to Charlie again, and we'll run through some of these questions because he did say I could talk about it a week in advance. I could announce the interview, but we haven't gone over the questions yet because I want to do. I have my like I said, I've got my own list of questions, but I wanted to pick your guys' brain first and see if there's anything that I was missing that you guys any questions you had that maybe I hadn't thought of before I finalize my list. That's a good question. How involved is Richard Garfield's as log TCG? I don't have that question. That's a good question. Charles Gibson says, I think Legacy Metazoo will still hold value, especially now, just my opinion, though. Any video game? That's a good question. Video game? Is there a video game coming? I don't know if we're going to see that, Bunny Man. Bunny Man says maybe Charlie could show you a prototype card. That is something that I've asked, and I didn't get a hard no, but I got a probably not, but not a hard no. Believe me, if we do this interview and I could show you guys one of the new cards, that would be the ideal situation. And I did push for that, but I don't know that we're going to see that happen. But I also don't think it's out of the question. Definitely tune in for the interview. Lake Worth Monster Reverse. How many TCGs actually get a second chance to hit the market? This seems like a real stroke of luck for Metazoo. It really does. It really does. That's a good question. Do they have any retail stores already lined up? I will add that. Because, yeah, it is kind of hard to imagine if you were trying to revive Metazoo that you would take a step backwards when Metazoo already had like this honest, like if we're being really honest, really impressive big box distribution with Walmart and Target and Five Below and Barnes and was it Barnes and Noble or Borders? I think it was Barnes and Noble. But like honestly, really impressive big box distribution. I would assume the new Metazoo would also want to pursue those same distribution partnerships. I mean, honestly, that was pretty impressive. Walmart, Target, and all these other random big box things that they were doing. I would assume they would, right? It was Barnes and Noble. Okay. How long do you get to interview him for? I believe it'll be about an hour. You lost sound? It's probably one of those nights, I'm guessing. Will the interview be shown? We're planning to do the interview live, yeah. I don't know. I don't think that we're going to necessarily open it up to live questions. I think you guys will be able to chat and like interact with it. Um, but because it's only going to be an hour, and I want to get all the questions that I have answered because I think they're going to be really good representative questions of the community. I think an hour is kind of tight to get all the questions answered that I have. So I don't know for sure that we're gonna open it up to questions from the chat. Although we might, I want to make sure I hit on all the stuff that I really want to hit on within that. But yeah, it should be live. I hope you pull three full Hollow Mothman. Good luck, bro. Thanks, bro. Can you ask for more time? I'm sure we might go a little bit longer than an hour. I mean, the first time that I talked to him for longer than that, so we'll see. Will they be able to reprint old art for the new Metazoo for special occasions? That's a good question, Brandon. I like that question. So will they incorporate any of the old artwork into future sets? That's a good way of putting it. Mr. Sly says, "Who are you interviewing? You haven't stated what that is." Charlie. Are you the only one that they have reached out into the community? No, they have reached out to others in the community. I won't say who because I don't know if they want me to. But yeah, they reached out to me, and from what I understand, they all reached out to other Metazoo creators. They definitely. I will say this. Like I said, I can't really say too much about what we talked about because I did already talk to him. I can say that the branding will still be Metazoo. It won't be called Meta 2. When we talk about the new owner of Metazoo, we're talking about Charlie Herlocker, not Rick or Gator Labs. We're talking about Charlie when we say the new Metazoo. And I would say, what was I going to say? Oh, I would say they seem to really have their ear to the ground, and they are really paying attention to what the existing community is saying. They're definitely not ignoring the stuff that the existing community is voicing. Say that. So I would say if you're worried about like the new metas like steamrolling past the fans that have stuck around and just like trying to be a new thing, going in a different direction and trying to reach a new audience, I would say you don't need to worry about not thinking about the existing community because it's definitely on their mind. Will there be a second chance for a Metazoo and Arnold Classic collab? At this time, no. We're currently working on an Arnold Classic LolCal collab. Will they have multiple That's a good question, but I doubt it. Catching Cryptid says, will they have multiple language cards in the first set? That is a good question. I'm going to write down the language question, but I would doubt it. I mean, if you're looking at it from a business perspective, this first set is probably going to be kind of a test, right? They're going to see how well it does, maybe get an idea of what the demand might be, and maybe base their future sets printing off of that. So I doubt they would invest that much, like off the chance that it flops, having it flop in in multiple languages. I feel like they're going to focus on their core demographic right now for the first set, and their core demographic right now is definitely English. But that's not a bad question. Damn, I think I've already filled my notepad doing these horse races and writing these questions. Let me get another. I got another piece of paper over here. Because you've given me some really good questions. I want to keep this going a little bit. I should have a notepad sitting over here somewhere. Let's use this piece of paper here. But yeah, so far, you guys have definitely asked quite a few things that I am going to incorporate into my list of questions. So you probably will see some of the stuff that you're asking tonight be incorporated into this interview. I was going to send him my list of questions on Friday, but I didn't have time to stream on Friday. And I wanted to really make sure that I got some input from you guys as far as questions go before I kind of told him like what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to also include whatever I felt you guys felt was important first. So before I submitted my questions to him, I wanted to talk to you guys on here first. Whiteboard would probably be a good idea. TV show or movie, that's already on my list of questions. Will they be looking for people to hire on the team? Where would they open? It's a good question. Will they be hiring? I will write that down on my list here. I can already tell this is going to be a long stream because I've opened like 3 packs, right? We got to get Nick a visor cap. What are the chances of us getting our money back from pre-order? So the best way that I can explain it is all those. If you still have an issue with the old Metazoo, that old Metazoo kind of still exists as an entity. And so any issue that you had with the old Metazoo does not apply to the new Metazoo. So it's not their responsibility to take care of any of that. I think there are still ways to interact legally with the former Metazoo. Again, I'm no lawyer, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, but the new Metazoo is not liable for any of that, and the old Metazoo is. So I think like any disputes with like partners or distributors or shit like that can still be handled somehow through the old, like directly with the old Metazoo, but it has nothing to do with the new one. And when I talked about this new Metazoo, the legal documents, how it kind of said the word like this new Metazoo is not, this new company is not a substitution for the old Metazoo. It's like referring to that aspect of it. Like all the issues that the old Metazoo had are still the old Metazoo's issues, and none of that stuff rolls over to the new Metazoo. So if you guys remember that video I did when Metazoo got finally bought, the way that it was worded, how this is not intended to be a substitution placement for the old Metazoo, that wording is kind of applying to that. The pre-orders, for example. And I have no idea what the what the legal process is with that. Like, have any of you guys? Because I never filed my claim. Did any of you guys actually file a claim for a pre-order that was unfulfilled? Did you guys get a check or anything? Like, has anybody gotten any compensation from this bankruptcy? I have no idea how it works. We got nothing so far, says Meg. Okay. Reverse Enfield Monster. Funkle Slumpkin says, will it have pre-orders? The new okay, that's a good question. Will the new Metazoo have pre-orders? I got my money back. I got my money back from my back in December. Well, you did a charge back though, right? I'm talking about like from this bankruptcy case. Did anybody receive anything from that? Not a charge back on your credit card. Yeah, I already have that question. Will they continue with the Metazoo storyline? Never bought nothing before the bankruptcy. Oh, really? Trying to ask what they will do to prevent some whale partners from wholesale buying entire inventories before regular people get them at MSRP. Yeah, I don't know what their. I guess that'll be part of the question with like distribution strategy. I guess that'll be kind of lumped into that. All right, I guess I'll just say someone's asking when is the interview. So we have it planned for November 1st at 7 p.m. And the only reason I don't want to say the date, or I didn't want to say the date, is because I'm a couple days late on submitting my questions to Charlie because I wanted to stream before I asked him the question. So I don't know if that date is going to get pushed back, but we're shooting for the 1st. Because like I said, I was supposed to send the questions over on Friday. But I wanted to stream and kind of ask you guys, like brainstorm a little bit before I did. Funkle Slumpkin says, will the Mothman still be the top cryptid? See, that'll be the interesting thing because Metazoo didn't really decide that the first time around. The community kind of decided what the desirable cards were. Like Metazoo didn't come out and tell us Mothman is going to be the chase card from Cryptid Nation. I mean, hell, Mothman's not even on the fucking box. You've got Sinkhole Sam, Flatwoods Monster, Bigfoot, Tizharuk, Babe the Blue Ox, Quetzal. Well, you got a little Mothman on the back, but it's not even the Mothman card art. I mean, I think the community will determine the chase card cryptid will be out of the new Metazoo. And maybe the artwork is different, and maybe they don't like the new Mothman artwork. Maybe they like maybe there's a new Piazza bird that's really sick, and that becomes the chase card. As of now, it's safe to assume that we have no idea what cryptids will be in this new base that says Shimshak. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Piazza bird, there we go. Are the old artists coming back? I already have that question locked and loaded. I guess that's a better question. Is not will the Mothman be the star cryptid, but I guess the better question will be will Mothman be back? You can put that question in there. I would assume yes, but I think it's a valid question. Will Mothman be back? And like maybe if so, will we see it in this very first set? I think that's a fair question. Pee Wee says, will they change the red border or the card back artwork? I don't think we're gonna get a solid answer. Like I said, I'm pushing for hopefully getting like one card, just any random card leaked on that stream, on that interview, just to show you guys like one concept of a card. But I have a feeling that if we don't do that, there probably won't be a whole lot of specifics revealed about what the cards are going to look like until they are shown. So I'm assuming if we don't show one on that stream, they probably won't answer any super specific questions about what the cards are going to look like until we actually see one of the cards. But I do have that question. I have the same question. I am also very curious, will they keep the red borders? How different is the back going to look, or will it be the same? Again, I think that's probably another question that falls into that category of like super specific characteristics of the new cards. Someone said, will there be a different holo? I'm guessing that'll kind of fall into that same category as what's the back, what's the borders going to look like. Salem's Witches reverse. And I will say, tonight for this stream, one of the reasons I'm to stream was to get the questions. But the other thing too, is I went to Kroger today, and I found possibly my new favorite drink of all time. It's a blue Hawaiian. So typically on the streams, I drink those margaritas, those on the rocks pre-mixed margarita cocktails. I went to Kroger today and they had a blue one, and it was a blue Hawaiian. So I got 4 of them. That's like my favorite vacation drink. When I was younger and we'd go on like family vacations, like on a cruise or to Aruba or something, especially like when we were like 18, 19, me and my sister, when we were too young to drink in America, but we would go to a country where like the legal drinking age was 16, we'd go on that cruise and we'd constantly order this blue Hawaiian. So it's a little bit nostalgic of a drink for me. So it's fun. But anyway, if you guys are also semi-alcoholics like me, and you like those on the rocks pre-mixed cocktails, check out the new blue Hawaiian. And honestly, it probably does seem like I'm an alcoholic because every time I stream, I'm drinking. But I typically only really drink on nights that I'm streaming, so like once or twice a week. What's it taste like? It's got like a coconut and like Hawaiian punch flavor to it. So think of like kind of that fruity Hawaiian punch flavor with like a coconut tang. And I believe it's got rum in it. No, I think it's got vodka. Arcanum says I used to drink 2 beers every night for like 2 years. Haven't been doing that for a while though. That's not too bad. Cause see, like my thing is there's people that spread out drinking like every day of the week, but they drink a little bit. But my thing is, if I only drink once or twice a week, I drink a lot in those 1 or 2 nights, and then I don't drink the rest of the week. So it's kind of the same damage as drinking two a day or whatever. Collecting Gems says bartender here. How I afford my TCG habit. I drink bourbon on the rocks with the pre-mix that I add to my list. I like the VMC drinks from Boxer Canelo. I've never heard of that. VMC drinks from the Boxer Canelo. I've never heard of that. Yeah, we have the 4th rule question. So I will say, I like said, I already talked to Charlie, and I can't say what we talked about very much. So I've already posed some of these questions. So some of them I do already have the answer to, but I want to wait until you guys hear it directly from him. So I can't answer too many of the questions, even if I already know the answer. But I will re-ask them on the interview stream so that you guys get the answer publicly. But I will say this. I mean, I am very optimistic. I think I left that conversation more hopeful than I was going into it. I think the fact that they reached out to me was pretty cool. And they even followed up when I didn't get their first email because it went to my spam folder. So they reached out, they followed up, they wanted to make it happen. We hopped on a call, and I can just tell like I said, I can tell they're paying attention to what's going on in the community. They're paying attention to what people seem to want, and they're definitely not gonna forget you guys that are still here right now. So I will say I left that conversation just a lot more optimistic than I was going into it about the future of Metazoo. And I will also say that I think a lot of the questions that you guys are asking right now are the same questions that I have and had. And I think a lot of you guys are going to get some very, I think a lot of these questions are going to get answered. And I think you guys are going to like the answers to a lot of them. I can say that. Like some of the questions that I'm seeing the most are questions that are going to get answered in this interview. And I think you guys will be happy with those answers. I kind of have a question about the comic series as well, Brandon. I kind of have that lumped into my question about like media expansion as far as like an animated series, comic book, whatever that might include. Mr. Sly says another question: can they please not make a Discord? This way they can avoid the whole infantile circus environment that angered a lot of people to begin with. Um, yeah, I'll put the Discord question in there. Did you ask what is the MSRP? Honestly, I did not ask that question. I don't think I asked him that question when I talked to him. So I will put that in my list. What will this what will the price point look like? I don't think I asked him that, honestly. I kind of agree with you guys about the Discord. I never used it, and one of the reasons that I never used it, well, the main reason was I didn't really like the user interface. I thought it was just not very conducive or like just not enjoyable for me, but I felt like every time I heard a story or heard somebody talk about Discord, it was a negative story, it was drama, it was doxing, it was shit talking. Like every story that I heard about the MetaZoo Discord was something negative. So I never really felt motivated to really try to be involved there. So I don't really care what they do with the Discord because even if they do a new one or continue the old one, I probably won't tune in anyway. And I think it's really not super consequential. But I do want to be as transparent as possible with you guys. So without telling you guys too much, that's why I'm at least telling you that I did already talk to the new owner. I just can't really say much about our conversation. You guys will just have to wait for the interview and kind of hear some of the things that come out of it. But just for transparency's sake, I have already talked to him and I do already know some of these answers to the questions. I just can't say. But that's why I wanted to talk to you guys to get some more input from you guys. I think based on what I'm seeing in the chat so far, a lot of us have the same questions for sure. So I think my list is actually pretty. The list that I had going into this stream is actually pretty good. 'Cause I'm seeing a lot of stuff that were like my immediate questions. So I think you guys were kind of on the same page with this one. Have you already asked about what is the package size? How many boxes in a case? How many packs in a box? I have not asked that. So I'll just write package size. And I think, like I said, we're kind of gonna cap this thing at like an hour, the interview. So if we do get through all the questions that I have in less than an hour, then I'll have these like backup questions from you guys if we want to fill in some space. I'll throw in some of this stuff. But honestly, I haven't asked that question, but I don't see why they would stray from like booster box size of 36 packs. And I guess this hasn't really been confirmed either, is like this product that's coming out that they're referring to as the new base set. Will it be a full booster box set? I guess is probably a better question. Are they bringing art to show us? I still don't know the answer to that. I would like to, and I will continue to ask that and push that, but I don't think so. But I haven't gotten a hard no. But I wouldn't expect it. But I would still say make sure you tune in for the interview because it's anything's possible, I guess. Nick, do you still buy sealed Topps Metazoo? I haven't bought anything new sealed. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with the secondary market. But like I said earlier, my concern is the printers. Because now that Metazoo, the old Metazoo is kind of just gone, any agreement the printers had with the old Metazoo, it's kind of just, it doesn't matter now. And I feel like nothing is stopping them from, like someone said Kickstarter was a different printer, but like first edition cards, I mean, what's stopping them from just printing sheets and sheets of Full Hollow Mothman and selling them on, whatever platform? Maybe buying something like Topps is a better move because it was produced and distributed by Topps, not by Metazoo themselves. Because I think the real concern about the product that you're currently holding on to with Metazoo, the old product, the real concern is not will it be compatible with the new game, because I think we're all on the same page that it's not going to be. I think the real concern is if the old product does start to become valuable, the real concern is not what's going on with the new Metazoo. The real concern is what is stopping the printers from just printing more of whatever old product starts to go up in value. I think that is the more concerning question, especially now that the old Metazoo is gone. Like I think a lot of the old printers agreements were they were with Mike Waddell, and Mike's gone. It will be online. I mean, I suppose I haven't asked him that question. I would not be opposed to flying to him, or I would fly him to me, to be honest with you. Charlie, I guess that's also on the table. I'm assuming online is better for both of us, but we're planning on online. But hey, if you wanted to, I know he's got kids and a family and stuff, so probably in person is not even on the table. But I'd have him here. I'd fly him here if you wanted to. Damn, Charles, thanks, man, for the $20 donation. He says, hopefully I speak for all of us in saying we are all very appreciative for the updates and the work you've done on your own time regarding Metazoo. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. And you guys don't ever need to feel that you have to donate, but I really appreciate the kind words, man. Hey, Nick, I drive, pick you up, we both drive by. I think it's probably safe to say it's just going to be online. But I did not ask that question. If he went in person, I'd be down. But probably too short of a timeline for this one. My guy, first 5 drinks on me. I appreciate you. Yeah, hopefully we do run into each other at a con sometime. That's a good question. Some kid 777 says, "Can you ask them if they have a reserve list?" I do not have that on my list of questions, so I will ask that. Like I don't know how much they've already I don't know if they even know the answer to that yet. Like I don't know how much they've done as far as developing the game and the gameplay to even know. I don't think we'll have an answer for that. I think it's probably too early for that, but not a bad question. Secret rares, that's a good question. That is a question that I have, and that's a question that I've asked. I hope the new Metazoo gets rid of the eye burning red color of those cards. Honestly, Tanner, I like the red borders. I know it's kind of hit or miss. It's kind of 50-50. Some people love them, some people hate them. Personally, I kind of like them, mostly because I'm just a PSA guy, and I think they look good in a PSA slab. Yeah, Mr. Sly says it best right there. He says you can't make a reserve list till the game is out. The reserve list is to isolate cards that have been deemed too powerful in play. Yeah. I would think at this point they still have the opportunity to as they're play testing the new game, they probably still have the opportunity to edit cards that are too powerful before even printing the set. So I don't think we'll see a reserve list until after maybe even a couple sets come out. Uh could you please read my previous message? Let me scroll up here and see. Nick, if I send you some sealed product of my new TCG, would you open it? Yeah, I would. And that's actually what I was going to do tonight. I've got a bunch, I've got so many indie TCGs that I need to do a stream opening. And I was going to do that tonight, but I wanted to specifically focus on Metazoo tonight because I want this to be about Metazoo questions. But yes, what is your new TCG, bro? I'd be happy to. I like the red eyes on the playtester Nightfall cards for sure. Mike made the reserve list for the wrong reason, says Lawcow. Wonder if the artist trademark for art went back to artist after bankruptcy or if it is still the property of Metazoo. My understanding is that all the old artwork, even the digital files, got turned over to the new Metazoo. So I believe it belongs to them and not the artist. I don't know. I'm assuming that Metazoo trademarked all of that artwork since they own the digital file. I mean, I don't know how that really works. But because all the files were turned over as part of the bankruptcy, I'm assuming it just the new Metazoo owns it. Will they honor the golden tickets? I did not ask that question, but I think I can safely assume the answer is no. I think we can probably safely assume that they're not going to be giving away equity in the new Metazoo based on a secret rare chase card that the old Metazoo incorporated. Full hollow growth. That would be sick. I agree. That would be sick. And like I said earlier, I would not lie to you guys. I really truly came out of that conversation way, way, way more optimistic about the future of Metazoo than I did going into that conversation. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with a lot of the answers to your questions. And I think with this new Metazoo, you're going to be treated very differently than you were treated by the management of the old Metazoo. I think you're going to immediately see things that are just completely different from the way you were treated with the old Metazoo. I think I can say that much. I think there's a very deep understanding with the new ownership about all the things that went wrong with the old Metazoo and all the things that the old management did wrong. I think they really get it, and I think that's something that will be a big focus for them in trying to earn your trust back. I think they understand that there was definitely some hurt feelings, some bad blood, a lot of trust lost, and I think something they will be addressing and not just trying to blow past. Chi says, you mean they aren't going to step on us and spit in our mouth? I don't think so. I mean, obviously, I think actions are going to speak a lot louder than words, but I think you are going to see those actions pretty quickly. Chartreuse says, I thought we liked that, or was that just me? I hope KFC comes back to Zoo. I think you'll probably see a lot of people that left come back. And even like with a very loose definition of coming back, right? I think you'll see a lot of people at the very least that said they were done with Metazoo. They're never going to buy another Metazoo product. I think you'll see a lot of people at least try it out. I think you'll see a lot of people buy the new set. Like even people like Argos. Ooh, nice. Full Hollow Loveland Frogman. Like Argos got burned pretty bad. He seems like he's basically out. I think deep down, Argos knows in his heart he will 100% at least buy one box of the new product. Like I feel like everyone's gonna at least buy a box, right? And I think the big reason for that is really the biggest problem that people had with Metazoo was the way that it was managed. People did not like the owners. They did not like the pre-orders were a big thing too, but I think just the mismanagement in general, the biggest issue people had with it, and that's why a lot of people left. That issue's gone. So I really think a lot of people will come back for the product. What's up, Escaped Alien? Smoking Them Grits says, Metazoo, listen, prize support and love for your LGSs. I agree. I hope are reduced, says Shimshak. Reverse Babe. The Metazoo game itself is convoluted, though. It's exciting when you're in it with others, but new sets just destroyed any chance of building decks. Well, good thing. Seems like they're completely revamping the game. If you guys did not like the old game, then I guess this is good news for you. But I know there's a lot of people that really loved the old game and are probably not too happy that it's kind of going away. Mr. Sly says, Argos has gone silent. I don't think he's going back. I might be wrong, but the poor guy sold his grails. It's hard to let those mental scars go. I'm not saying that I think Argos will come back and make videos and he's going to be like an outspoken supporter of Metazoo. But I think Argos deep down really loved the whole Metazoo concept. And I think just personally, I have a hard time believing Argos is not going to buy a couple boxes. Charles says, it was literally only you and Argos the last 6 months that gave us real news, and it, as depressing as it was, at least we weren't totally shocked. I tried, man. it could be cool if they make an app to play the TCG and have some sort of digital pack or down. That's a good question. Um, I think that could be something that you might see. I'm doing good, man. How are you doing, Escaped Alien? This is like our third Beast of Busco. I actually had a really relaxing, enjoyable weekend. I had a hot date last night. The girl that I've been going on dates with invited me to her daughter's birthday party yesterday, so that was kind of fun. I've never dated a single mom and met their kids before, so that was kind of cool. And I kind of just been chilling all weekend. And today I got Josh, and we went and ran some errands. We worked out. Picked up these blue Hawaiians. Good weekend, solid weekend, very relaxing. I watched the Bengals game today. They sucked. The celebrity chef girlfriend. I'm on to the next one, bro. I never did meet her kids though. The celebrity chef also had kids. Collecting gems is MILF time. It certainly seems like I'm entering my MILF era of adulthood. Nice, Death being full hollow. Argos was personally invested. You can just tell he was sick. You can just tell when he's sick. For instance, he made videos. He talked emotionally about the game. He basically divorced him. How's your little dog? He's good. Thanks for asking. He's in the other room right now, wishing that he was sitting on my lap and not, not I wasn't opening cards. Nice chaos crystal. All women our age pretty much have kids. Yeah, that's kind of the that's kind of the new era that I am entering right now, bro. I kind of always date like a year or two younger than me, but now that I'm 31, that means they're in their 20s, and I feel like I'm not going to date anyone in their 20s more. Did I put that frogman in a card saver? Because I feel like I need to. Like the girl whose daughter's birthday I went to yesterday, she's actually 31. So we're the same age. And I typically don't date anybody my same age because I feel like I'm old. Anything else? Frost Aura. Probably send those to PSA too. What efforts are they going to put forth to prevent tampering or weighing products? That's a good question. Let me write that down. So I'll just write like security measures. Will they have like the void sticker, for example? How old are you, Charles? He says, you're 31. Fuck, I feel old. Dude, I feel old every day. You know, when I was in my 20s, all my friends that were in their 30s always told me, bro, I'm telling you, it's like a flip switches when you turn 30 and your body just goes downhill. Like every friend that I have that's in their 30s when I was younger told me that. And I'm telling you, it's true. Like from the day I turned 30, it's like I start waking up, my back hurts, my neck hurts, my kneecaps hurt, like just random shit. If I sleep in a weird position, I wake up just in pain for no reason. Just like my neck will hurt the whole day if I sleep at a weird angle or something. My back will hurt the whole day if I sleep too long. And it was just like immediately from turning 30 on. In my 20s, none of that happened. But now, if I just sleep a little bit too long, I wake up sore. 49, 40, but I feel like 19, 30 here. Wait till you hit 40 or 50, sleep on the floor for a week. Damn, we're all the same age. Heating pads are a blessing. Your body goes downhill at 40, at least it feels like that for me. I just felt like a clear difference when I turned 30 versus just in my 20s. I'm 36, I still can run 12 miles. I can barely make it past 4 now. I still think I can run 12 miles, but I can barely make it past 4. And I feel like all those years of my teenage years and my 20s, when I was working out and like competing and powerlifting and like lifting crazy heavy weight, I feel like all that is catching up with me. Part of my back pain and my neck pain and my knee pain. It's probably all that stuff accumulating. Jersey Devil reverse. And 30's not even that old, but I feel all that shit's catching up with me. You got gray hair in high school? That's one thing I don't have yet. I'm going to jinx it by saying that. I don't have any gray hairs yet. I'll probably cry when I do, though. What's up, Pink Ninja? Holy shit. We're almost an hour and a half into this stream. We're not even done with this first box. I apologize, but I'm definitely enjoying talking tonight. I feel like we got some good new questions. And I'm sure Charlie watched some of this and probably see some of these questions anyway. Blood Ruby. You're probably not the only one, Mr. Sly. I have this issue a lot, and that's why when I do the live interview with Charlie, it will not be on my iPhone. And that should fix a lot of the issues. These iPhone streams at 1 a.m. are more just for fun. But I'm gonna go with Streamlabs for the interview, and we should be good. Because my computer itself is hardwired into the internet, so we won't have to be going off of Wi-Fi or anything. Which you would think, after these last 4 years of streaming these openings, I would have figured out something by now, but oh no, I'm not a streamer. I kind of more enjoy the low effort, like hangout streams and like a highly produced, less entertaining stream. Sinkhole Sam. I feel like it's been a while since we pulled one in. If you enable some YouTube perks, we'll get you a new camera with some sub. I've got all the nicest webcams and stuff. I just don't use them for streaming. I've got a really nice Razer webcam. I just prefer the iPhone because it's so much easier to grab it and go. I have that question written down as well, Brandon. He says, will they be serializing cards for secret rares? Magic has kind of started that. I wonder if Richard Garfield feels like that may happen with Metazoo to make the secret rares more desirable. Potentially, yeah. Does anybody know if we could get chat real audio in here? That would be amazing. You talking about like the text to speech thing? That's probably a little bit too advanced for me. Oh yeah, escaped alien. Yes. So I have talked early. I had a phone call conversation with him. I can't say what we talked about, but all I can really say is I think one of the questions that I can answer is that it's not going to be called Meta 2. The new Metazoo will still be Metazoo. When we talk about the new owner of Metazoo, it is Charlie. It's not GameCubator Labs that owns it. It's not Rick that owns it. Although they're part of the team, Charlie is the guy. He reached out to me. We talked, and we're going to do an interview kind of answering some of these questions. And we're shooting for November 1st at 7 p.m. But like I said earlier, I was supposed to submit my list of questions to him on Friday, but I wanted to stream and kind of get the questions from you guys first before I submitted my list of questions. So I didn't have time to stream until tonight. So I'll be submitting them, giving him an idea of what I want to talk about on the interview tomorrow. And like I said, I don't know if that's going to push back the interview date or not, but because I think he needs to get some kind of like approval for what he can and can't answer since there's a team. He owns it, but there's a team around it, so they're gonna kind of talk what kind of answers they can give or not give. Yeah, man, I'm glad too. Like I said, I definitely feel like they're keeping their ear to the ground with what's going on in the community. Um, we are gonna ask that. Chartreuse says, does their use of caster mean that they're continuing the past Metazoo lore? We're definitely gonna be asking about the lore here and what their plans with like that storyline are. And while I feel like a lot of the questions that you're asking are going to get some answers that you like, I feel like some of these questions maybe they don't have answers for yet because it's still, I mean, this is pretty fast that they're coming out with this new set and it's still pretty early. I honestly don't know how much they have fleshed out these ideas as far as like what path they're going to go down with their storyline or their lore. I don't know. I don't know if they know yet. So I would say kind of temper your expectations a little bit with like when I ask some of these questions, you might not get an answer yet because I think some of this stuff they don't know yet. So I think just kind of temper your expectations to that because I don't know how much of this they actually have thought about yet or have planned out yet because it is very early. They just won the auction like less than a month ago. And it wasn't official until like a week ago, right? So it's very early, which is why it's very impressive to me that they're coming out with this first set. And I think maybe Charlie will reveal at least a kind of specific release date on the interview. So, but right now we'll just say Q1. But I think maybe we'll talk about closer to the exact date. But I think they want to. I think one of the reasons they're coming out with this set so quickly is they want to really show the community this is not the old MetaZoo. We can get stuff done fast, and we can get it done well. I think they want to prove that they can meet deadlines, they can get product out, and they can get top quality, good product out quickly without all these like constant delays and all this bullshit. They've got the infrastructure, they've got the team, and they've got the connections to make everything happen quickly. And that's why this new set is coming out so soon. So I think they really want to prove that they can get shit done and they can get shit done well and get it done fast. Can you tell him to make waifus too? We need sexy characters with Mothman. Frankly, I'm against waifus in Metazoo. I don't think we need that. Metazoo Meta says if the interview is on the first of the month, then he has to do a Metazoo push-up challenge. That would be epic. I can't. I think I'll say this too. I don't think this is revealing any sensitive future Metazoo information. When I talked to Charlie, one of the first things he said was, since you're talking about him doing push-ups, one of the first things he said, he has a trainer, and he said he was talking to his trainer that day about how he was going to talk to me later that night. And he asked his trainer, like just some random gym guy, if he had heard of Nick Strength and Power channel, and the trainer said, yeah. So he thought that was cool, and I thought that was cool. But Charlie is a gym bro. He does work out, was my point there. And I don't think Charlie will be mad at me for revealing that. I don't think that part is included in the NDA. He seems like a really good dude. He seems really smart. He seems like a really nice dude, and he seems like he, like I said, I think they're really paying attention to what you guys want. Would love to see Game of Thrones lore become crypt. I don't know about that. That seems a little bit too. I would like to see them expand into like different mythologies, but I don't know about Game of Thrones. Metazoo Menace says the president of Cryptid Camp is a real life cryptid waifu. Yeah, I definitely looked into that chick when I got the message about her sending me some Cryptid Camp stuff. I was like, who is this chick? And she's definitely a good looking chick. But I guess she's, if I understand correctly, she is a podcaster, and she's got a podcast called Cryptid Camp. Dude, your channel is fire. You have some serious view numbers. That's why I'm surprised you take the time for all of us here. Until I realize you're more nerd than we are. Yeah, dude. This channel is definitely a labor of love. I'm not making any money off this channel for sure. And like I said, that's kind of why I haven't put a whole lot of effort into like this stream setup. I like to just grab my phone and go live. It's like this channel is just more of like a fun thing, getting to tap in with you guys and talk about what's going on with Metazoo. So I just kind of do it when I can. But hey, maybe if this new Metazoo takes off, maybe I'll be putting a lot more effort into this channel and making a lot more videos. I think I've got a feeling we're going to have a lot more stuff to talk about here in the very near future. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised, and I think the ball is going to get moving very, very quickly on the new Metazoo. And like I said, Full Hollow Jersey Devil, I'm optimistic about the future. And I think that this could be, I'll say, this could be the biggest, best comeback story that we've ever seen in a TCG. I think this could be like really big. Like one of the most hated, like so much drama, so much negativity. Like one of the biggest failures, in a sense, was Metazoo in the TCG world. Big boom, big bust. Everybody thought it was just completely dead and gone. I think this has a really legitimate shot at coming back, doing well, and taking off. And I think it could be a really, really big comeback story. I really do. And I'm very cautiously optimistic, but I just have a really good feeling about this. I think it's gonna impress a lot of people. Escaped Alien says, Nick, stop, I'm edging. Metazoo sadly had a lot of haters. I'd love to see them eat their words. Please print Metazoo in America. That is a question you might get an answer to. That's not them, but Joe that buys all the product. Man, this relaunch is going to be bigger than the original launch, and people are underestimating. Charles says, I need to write a storyboard for this documentary now because Metazoo is definitely a phoenix arising if it pulls off. I think they will pull it off. And I'm really not being hyperbolic when I say they probably have the best team possible for this type of thing. Like, this is like the dream team. Like, legitimately, this is probably the best case scenario. And honestly, I'm looking forward to how much fun we're going to have opening up that new set for the first time, having that mystery of not knowing what cryptids are going to be in this set. What is this set going to look like? What is the new Metazoo vibe going to be? And I feel like getting to open that new base set when it comes out, whether you loved or hated the old Metazoo, you're at least going to get that excitement one more time of opening a base set and discovering, what is this? What's in this set? What's the artwork? The characters? What is the vibe? It's going to be fun, man. I think it's going to be really fun. All right, let's do an eBay, something different here, an eBay Wilderness box. And I think even if you enjoy opening up the old Metazoo, having some hope with a new Metazoo will give you a little bit more excitement even opening up the old product. I feel like right now, there's not a lot of excitement to open up the old Metazoo because you don't really know what the future holds. And if what you're opening is just going to be completely worthless in a year. But I think if the new Metazoo well and takes off, it'll make it more exciting to open the old Metazoo because now maybe it has some future prospective value. Let's do our box topper here. A nest token. Potentially maybe the worst token to get. Now everybody can't talk. Metazoo Meta says, we need to enjoy how small the Metazoo fan base is right now. Eventually the comments will be scrolling so fast during a live stream, they'll be on PokeRev's level. Hey, man, that'd be cool. I really hope it does make a comeback like that. I mean, how cool would that be if Metazoo makes a comeback so strong that we're missing the old days of when the chats were small, we knew everybody that was in the comment section, in the chat. Everybody knows everybody. Product was cheap. We're going to look back at first edition booster boxes for $69.99 like it was insane. Yeah, Topps Chrome was probably my favorite era of Metazoo streaming. That was definitely a fun time. Joe Magarak, reverse hollow. John Henry, reverse hollow. Let me read that question. Sly says, Nick, I have the big question. Will they allow people an even shot at early Grail cards like a sample? Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do as far. That's a good question, and I will ask that for sure. I don't know what the new Grail cards are going to be. I don't think they're doing a Kickstarter. I don't think there's going to be prototypes or samples. I really don't know. I think the first thing we see will be the base set, but I guess we can ask that. We'll have to do something to celebrate the new zoo. I'll probably buy another Kickstarter boost box. Yeah, definitely a lot of people wondering about the fourth wall effects in the chat. We'll ask that question. Full hollow green clawed monster, eBay edition. Into Andy's little bitch binder that he had to show everyone. One of each set culminating in the new zoo set. Will their base set consist of all the heaters from prior? See, we don't know. Yeah, I will ask that. We don't know. And maybe there's going to be some new, who knows? Maybe there's going to be new cryptids that we've never seen before in the old Metazoo, in the new one. I also heard that they are not going to ban cards. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I wonder if they would include printing plates as a chase, like sports cards and Marvel cards do. Yeah, these are definitely some answers that I'm interested in getting to. Because like I said, we did already talk, but we didn't really talk much about, and I didn't get any answers as far as what the rarities are going to be in the base set. We didn't talk too much about those specifics. So I am kind of curious, how much of that they're actually going to answer in the interview, how much they're actually going to tell us about like specific things about the base set as far as the chase cards, the characters, the artwork, whatever. Damn, dude. You paid $1,400 for a Kickstarter booster box 2 weeks ago? That seems high, bro. I feel like 2 weeks ago they were going for like $800 or $900. In the last Kickstarter box that I bought, even though it was months ago, it's $500. Yeah, I kind of like that idea too. We don't want to know the rarities. I kind of like the idea that you might go into it not knowing what the chase is. I like kind of that idea of you'll find out when you buy it and open it, and maybe that's a good incentive to buy it. So they pretty much are at $1,000 minimum right now. Damn, that's crazy. What's first ed going for now? Like $200? Will the new Metazoo base have a clear artist drawing chases, or will many artists provide their work to let this community decide? I mean, I feel like it'll be kind of like Cryptid Nation First Edition. I mean, the only clear chase was the box topper, like the red ink. And I feel like the community kind of decided with First Edition that Mothman was the card. Like there's nothing special about Mothman that made it seem like it should be the card. If anything, like Sam Sinclair or Loveland Frogman, based on the lore, should have been like the popular cards, right? Or just based on like overall notoriety, Bigfoot. Like everyone knows what a Bigfoot is, but Mothman was the chase. Honestly, I didn't know what Mothman was until Metazoo. I don't think I had ever even heard of it. So I would probably anticipate something similar with the new Metazoo. Is kind of like let the community decide what's going to be a hit. Metazoo Menace says there's a Kickstarter booster box in auction on eBay in Australia with 1 day to go. That's at 1,007. Radioactive Hornets reverse. Yeah, I definitely saw the movie, but only after Metazoo. The Mothman Prophecy. But like Victor Larson and Poncho be top 2 leading artists. Many artists put their hat in the chase. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that Kelsey seems to be working a lot with Cryptid Camp, but I'm assuming like a new TCG like that probably isn't having an artist like Kelsey sign like an exclusivity contract, or she probably wouldn't sign that. But it seems like Kelsey has done and is doing a lot for Cryptid Camp, so I don't know if she's opposed to working with the new Metazoo or not. Because Kelsey was the artist for Mothman, and Mothman was like the star of Cryptid Nation, but Poncho, yeah, I don't know. All right, have a good night, Escaped Alien, on a roller coaster. What time is it where you're at? How are you on a roller coaster right now? It's almost 2 a.m. Eastern time. And I'm assuming what Cryptid Camp sent me is the same thing that I've been seeing a lot of people post, those prototype packs. Lizard people. Metazoo Mena says, I never heard of Loveland Frogman until Metazoo. I wonder if your channel made it more of a chase. In the beginning, Chaos Crystal and Jersey Devil were ranked higher. Maybe, but I really think that the artwork for Loveland Frogman was fucking awesome. And I think it was one of the better designed characters of the first edition set. I think it deserved to be a chase. It's got an awesome story, and I think Kelsey nailed her depiction of the Loveland Frogman. Pacific time. It's only 11 p.m. Knott's Scary Farm. Oh, yeah, you're from California, right? Who do you think, other than yourself, will be a large content creator for the new Metazoo? Probably Metazoo Menace. I definitely think there's going to be a lot of people watching the market recaps, especially to see the effect of the new Metazoo. I think Tormentic will probably come back. I would like to see Argos make a comeback, but I don't know if he'll start making videos again. But I think he'll start ripping some new Metazoo. Good night, Atlantis. Thanks for stopping by, man. Good to see you. Vincent says the base Frogman got me into the zoo. Nice. Went to a Laker game last night, 10 rows back, and crazy seeing Bronny and LeBron sitting alongside each other on the bench, Ohio repping. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Metazoo Menace makes good videos. Escaped Alien for sure. Heck, I have so much time, I might become one. I don't care if I get 2 views. Do you make Metazoo videos, fun collectibles? I don't know of too many channels that basically cover only Metazoo stuff. Like I see a lot of different channels that cover like random, like just different TCG stories. So like when Metazoo went bankrupt, I saw a lot of random channels that were like Pokemon channels, even Magic channels, whatever, talk about kind of the downfall of Metazoo. I don't think there's very many channels right now that just only post about Metazoo, besides Menace. Um, Escaped Alien posts other stuff too. Jake G, even though he's not in here tonight, Jake still posts semi regularly, like once a month maybe. Ohio Grassman edition. Collecting Gems says, I love your coverage of the zoo and your other hobbies and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and other nostalgic things, more so that you're also a gym bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. No, but I want to. Editing is not my thing. I can flip things, but I can't edit. There's another guy that I've been seeing pop up in my feed a lot lately. I forget his YouTube name, so forgive me, but maybe you guys know. He's been doing a lot of PSA returns, Metazoo PSA returns. I can't remember the name of his channel, but I think maybe there's like a 4 in the name, like just some random letters and some numbers. But I've been seeing videos pop up from a dude that does of like recent Metazoo PSA returns. I think that might be it. DPD19. That might be it. But it seems like he posts pretty often about Metazoo. Has anyone cracked a PSA 9 to turn to a PSA 10 for Metazoo? I haven't done it, but I can definitely see that happening. I think we should do a horse race before we get into the next booster box. What do you guys think? All right, so we'll do some double action here. A high stakes horse race. We'll do a serialized card. This one is number 52. We'll do a regular holo, non-serialized card. Actually, we'll make this a triple threat. Isn't like the biggest horse race in real life called the Triple Crown? Let's do. All right, so we'll do a Triple Crown race, the non-holo OG sample in a DSG-8, a slabbed card, non-stamped holo, and a stamped serialized holo. A Triple Crown race. And this one I'll open up to everybody. It doesn't matter if you've won a race before. Doesn't matter if you've participated before. All right, the first 5, or wait, there's 6 lanes. Let me switch up these horses real quick. Here's what I'll do. The first person that I see in the chat for each horse that comments a color of the horse they want, just comment one color in your comment in chat. The first person for each horse that I see will get that horse. So comment orange if you want orange, and so on. First one I see is purple from Vested. So 5 is Vested. Oh, fuck. Now it's going to... Mr. Sly said orange. So number 1, Sly. And I'm definitely writing these out of order. All right, fuck. Golden Boy says red. So red is number 4. No, red is number 3. Shit. So 3 is Golden Boy. Supper says white, so that'll put Supper in 6. Dakota says black, so Dakota would be 5. So who does that leave number 2 for? The blue horse. Why do I see so many people saying green? There's not a green horse. The first person that I see saying blue is Manuel. Manuel B. Yep, no one said blue before Manuel. Why do I see so many greens? There is no green. You saw how many lots HQ sold for 40. What do you mean? How many lots HQ sold for 40? I think Vincent said glue, meaning, let me see. I see Vincent saying red, then Vincent saying green, an apple emoji, then Manuel. Yeah, Manuel. I'm seeing Manuel is the first to say blue. Okay. The people saying green want the whole track. So, for the Triple Crown, you guys can see that. Even though it's out of order, I'll read it again. So 5 with the purple horse is vested. 1 with the orange horse, Mr. Sly. Number 3 with the red horse, Golden Boy. Number 6 with the white horse is Supper. Number 5 with the purple horse is Dakota. And number 2, blue horse, is Manuel. For the Triple Crown, gentlemen, start your engines. Let's go. Oh, wait. I gave someone else your purple. Wait. What did I mess up here? 5 is Dakota. Oh, shit. Wait, you're right. Hold on. Let me recheck. You're right. Was Dakota supposed to be 4? Let me double check here. Let me scroll up in the chat. Yep, that's my bad. Dakota's supposed to be 4. He's the first person to say black. My bad. It's supposed to be a 4. Dakota is the first black comment in the chat. The first person to comment black in the chat. My bad. So yeah, Dakota, you are number 4, the black horse. And the blue horse. All right, let me just go through it again. Number 5, the purple horse is vested. Number 1, the orange horse is Sly. Number 3, the red horse is Golden Boy. Number 6, the white horse is Supper. Number 4, the black horse is Dakota. And number 2, the blue horse is Manuel. Get him back up on the line here. My bad. All right, good luck, guys. The official race this time. Gentlemen, start your engines. For the Triple Crown, let's go. Oh, shit. All right, so I have 6. And 6 was Supper, the white horse. Congratulations, bro. You guys agree with that? Yeah, a lot of people saying white. So 6, the white horse. It was close, but that as 6 taking it. Green will win next time. Golden Boy, you were dead last, bro. All right, let me get these packed up for supper. Supper, I think I just shipped you out with the last round of giveaways. No, the game tells you, so like, here, I'll run it back again. The first number that pops up is the winner, obviously. But I have to watch the replay just to make sure it was the first number when it's close. Like whatever first number pops up, that's the winner, but it doesn't say in order of first through sixth. It's just the first number that pops up corresponding to the horse. So I'll show you. See, like 2 is the first number to pop up. So it doesn't mean it's second place. It just means that 2 wins. But when it's close and they pop up real close to each other, I gotta watch the playback and make sure. So supper. Congratulations, bro. With the Triple Crown victory. And I think I should already have your address since I think I just shipped you out the other day. All right. So let's do a wilderness box because I feel like it's been a while since I've opened up a full wilderness booster box. And I feel like the past few streams I've had it sitting on the table and never cracked it. Oh, thanks, man. $10 donation from Supper. Appreciate that, bro. Lawcow TCG has Horror House on pre-order. Great game to support. Absolutely, they are. And I definitely recommend that you guys do that. Nick, you're always awesome. Thank you, bro. Pull a golden ticket, Willy Wonka. But yeah, I will touch base with Charlie tomorrow with this list of questions. And feel free throughout the rest of this stream, if you guys have any questions for new Metazoo ownership, let me know. What are those questions? And I'll make sure I get them asked. If we haven't written them down and planned to ask. Smoking them grits. I think a couple of bronze tickets have been pulled. Yeah, Charles just said, I've never seen a silver ticket. I've seen bronze and the silver, or at least I've seen, I'm sorry, the bronze and the gold I've seen pictures of, but the silver I have not seen pulled. Pictures of the bronze and the gold. Jared, he must be out of the loop, bro. He says new owners. I hope I come across a store with a bunch of Metazoo common and uncommon so I can grab a few for the hell of it. There's a bronze, a silver, and a gold. And we still don't even know what the actual run of each one is. I think it's rumored to be 5 of each, right? But we don't know that for a fact. Bro went into a coma the whole bankruptcy. If you go to Metazoo, I believe it's Metazoo U is the website. They have pictures of every secret rare card that's ever been pulled on that website, and I believe they have a picture of both the bronze and the gold on there. And hopefully Metazoo HQ continues to operate with the new Metazoo. Keep us posted on what people are putting with those sets. Yeah, but Mike said a lot of things. I think Mike was full of shit with a lot of that stuff. Smoking Them Grits says, didn't Mike say that there were secret rares that we haven't seen? Yeah, Metazoo HQ is fantastic if you're just now getting into Metazoo. It's a fantastic source of information with what's going on with all these different... Whatever happened with the Wilderness Bronze, Silver, and Gold tickets? I don't think anything happened with them. I just don't think whatever the initial intent of those cards were, I don't think we'll see that put through with the new Metazoo. Can't complain about a full hollow awful, one of my favorite cards. In my opinion, on par with the first Mothman. I don't think a silver was ever pulled, or at least none that I've seen. See, that's what I liked about Wilderness, is kind of like talking about this upcoming base with the new Metazoo and the potential of not knowing what the chase card is and kind of letting the community decide what the chase card is. First couple boxes of Wilderness that I opened, my favorite two cards were Awful and Dragon of Oconto Falls, just by the looks alone. They're not really that rare, but just off of looks, those were my chases. But then some people say Bigfoot was the chase because he's the cover character on the front of the box, the top of the box. One of my crypto homies, the biggest mutant ape holder, and holds 5,000 season tickets to Lakers and Chicago teams. He has 200 first edition Wilderness booster boxes, and he hates Oki and his pitch now. Yeah, Wilderness was probably, if you're not a streamer and you're not opening a bunch of packs, Wilderness is probably not the set that you want to be sitting on hundreds of boxes of. Especially depending on when you bought those boxes. But really, any point in time up until now is probably a bad time to buy them. I mean, could you imagine? Yeah, UFO too. Could you imagine buying a couple hundred booster boxes of UFO or Wilderness at full MSRP? Like 140 a box? Hundreds of them when they're now $10 to $25 boxes? Rubberado. I honestly would not lump in the eBay boxes into that group. I would be happy to have hundreds of the eBay Wilderness boxes. I think the eBay boxes were pretty fucking cool, to be honest with you. I don't like that I'm getting all these reverse hollows out of this Wilderness box, though. Ooh, ouch. My homie got them at MSRP, 150 each. Oh, bro. Oh, that sucks. I mean, I definitely bought a few boxes of every set, at least, for full MSRP, and in many cases for more than MSRP. But I think at this point, the vast majority of what I've owned has been at these deep discounted death death prices. Nick, you're gonna make someone cry. Metazoo box is at $20 now. Which box? Wilderness? Yeah, the NFT boxes are stupid. I'm not a fan of the NFT boxes. Same box with a little sticker on it. Very dumb. But I like the eBay boxes because they were the first box aside from Cryptid Nation to have a box topper again. And I really like the box toppers. Native booster boxes are at 140 plus. Jesus, are you serious? That's crazy. Yeah, native is so fun to open. I want to open some more of it on these, but 140 a box, it seems so high for the old dead version of Metazoo. For 140 Australian, he's saying. For 80 to 90 USD. If anybody in this chat is willing to sell me some native boxes for 80 bucks US, hit me up. I'll buy a few for 80. Smoking Them Grit says I got 10 for 40 each last month. Did you buy them in like a bulk listing of multiple boxes? Charles says, and one of the cards is so on the edge of being cringe to say. I won't say it though. Just if you say it wrong, you're effed. Are you talking about a native card? If so, I know exactly which card you're saying you're talking about. Does it have Fook in the name? Skunk Ape. What's wrong with Seance is that it was mappable. So I have not been buying any Seance boxes. Oh, Charles says yes. Okay, I know exactly which card. And now I'm very hesitant to say the full name in the beginning of the name because I know exactly what you mean. Someone can probably type it out in chat because it's not spelled as bad as it sounds. But when you read it, it sounds bad. But it's not spelled that bad. I'm not seeing anybody say it. I don't think very many people know what we're talking about. I know I've opened enough native and pulled that card enough times that I've been hesitant to read the name. So I know exactly what he's talking about, but it seems like nobody in the chat knows what we're talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. And yet it sounds as bad as it reads. Golden Bear Reverse. Let me see. I'll just Google a picture of the card. and I'm still not seeing anybody in the chat say it. No one's figured out what we're talking about. So I'll give you a clue. I'll say in the Inuit religion, so Eskimos, I guess. This card, this name of this card, reps the north wind or the spirit that likes cold and stormy weather. It's just a bad it's just a bad name for the card. There it is. Vested got it. And now that I'm reading it in my mind, I just cannot read it out loud. Frozen Spirit Sigil. Let me see if I can find a picture of the card. There it is. Ooh. Honestly, the art on that card is kind of problematic too. I almost don't even want to show it now. Oh, I kind of forgot what that looked like. Yeah, Seance is 100% mappable. Big bird. No, I mean, we've pulled this card enough time on stream, but this is, that's the artwork. Oh. Yeah, that's a little questionable. A little bit questionable. Man, that's crazy. I knew exactly what you're talking about when you said that, bro, because every time I've pulled that card, I've thought to myself, man, that's a little bit too close. Pascagoula River Aliens reverse. Yeah, but Black Mass was a sick, sick card. And honestly, that's one of the boards that I still don't have. And if they do, if the new Metazoo, Charlie, if you're watching this, please make those new boards available for purchase. That is one of the boards that I want to get. I don't have the Black Mass board yet. I want to add that to my collection, but if you don't plan on like reviving the redemption codes for the boards, sell them for like $5 plus shipping or something. Let people pick up some of these boards. Nick Strength and Metazoo shirt 3XL. Yeah, I need to get on the 3Xs. I'm gonna have to close this screen. This is bothering me now. This is this is wild. Let me see, just out of sheer curiosity, how was this depicted in the actual folklore? Okay, not much better. Not much better. Not much better there. All right, that's enough of that. let's get off of this one. Oh, dude, yeah. Someone said Halloween is around the corner. I took Josh to the local Spirit Halloween today. He wanted a Halloween costume for, I guess they do like a Halloween costume day at his high school. And I got myself for a for a Halloween party that I'm going to. I got myself one of the Hawk 2 costumes. It's like a janitor costume, but it has a patch on it that says Hawk Tua cleanup crew. I thought that was funny, so I got that. It was like $20. No, I'm not gonna be a girl. It was like they had a Hawk costume for girls, and then for their boyfriends, they had the cleanup crew costume. Cleaning the Sidemen stuff. Man, this box is kind of slow. And then I got a backup costume too that was just like a really corny. It was like a mechanic's outfit with like a mechanic name tag stuff on it, and I think it was like a plumbing uniform. It was like more hose pipe laying service or something, but hose was spelled HOSE. I don't know. It was corny, but I thought it was fucking funny, so I got that one too because it came with a hat. It's like more hose, good pipe laying, something like that. I don't know how to fucking stay in business at Spirit Halloween because they've got there's no way they're paying licensing fees for all the shit that they've got in there. Like they've got costumes for like every specific movie character, TV personality, like everything. And there's no way they're licensing these people's names and images. They're just making a cheap ass costume that looks something like that person. I don't know how they're getting away with that shit. They got to be violating all kinds of trademarks and copyrights and shit. But it is a fun store. I went in there. It was really cheap, and I was surprised by how much shit they have. This is the first time I've been there in a long time. I probably haven't been in a Spirit Halloween since I was in like college or something. And I'll have to show you guys on the next stream. I ended up buying one of those big animatronics that they sell. It's like a big animatronic bear, like a zombie bear that like moves around and screams and shit. For the low price of $229 was their animatronic bear. Actually, I wonder if I can find a video of it really quickly. Spirits. I'm just going to search YouTube. Spirit Halloween. Barnaby. The bear. This is what I bought today.
has arrived. He was available on the website yesterday morning, and he's already here. Barnaby the bear. He moves side to side on this ball that he's balancing.
It's pretty good size for $200.
For the adapter, I decided to just put it out right here. This hole is in hand.
It's got to be 5 or 6 foot tall.
The ball, but it's a little too late for that.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not big into Halloween decorations and stuff because I live out in the woods. Fun to do more, but I don't get any trick-or-treaters. Nobody sees my house. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so it's just not worth spending a whole lot of money. But I probably will have some people over on Halloween for like a little party or something, so I'll have their fucking around somewhere in my house. I think animatronics are pretty fucking cool, though. You can build a Chuck E. Cheese in no time. I mean, I think any animatronic for $200, pretty cool. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's not like it's got a whole lot of movement to it, but it's pretty cool. Nick, now we really have to get you a couple of these seance booster boxes I have, especially if you can show how easy it is to map the best cards. For sure, bro. We could do a little experiment with them. Rose Robinson reverse. UFO, in my opinion, is probably the worst of all the sets. Even though Seance is mappable, I felt like UFO was the least enjoyable. But as far as just like value, second edition is probably the worst, but it's still got Mothman, Frogman, Blue Ink. Like it's got all the same stuff as first edition plus a Blue Ink. So I honestly would even rank second edition above UFO. You live out in the wilderness, last house on the left, cabin in the woods, wrong turn. No wonder you don't get any trick-or-treaters. Yeah, I've been 4 years now. I've never had one single trick-or-treater for Halloween's come up here, which I kind of like that nobody comes out this way because I kind of like my privacy and I like my peace, but it is a little bit. Because on one hand, I kind of liked living in a neighborhood. Like I used to live in like a subdivision in a cul-de-sac, and like all the neighbors had kids and everybody was out like playing in the streets and all that stuff. Ton of trick-or-treaters every year. But you didn't have any privacy. And you had an HOA. I didn't want an HOA and I wanted privacy, so I moved out into the woods, but no one's ever back here. So it is kind of depressing not seeing trick-or-treaters. Jared says, I assume any money put into these is all lost cause just for entertainment. As far as these cards or the bear? Yeah, these booster boxes here, this is pure entertainment. I'm not looking at a value proposition here. I just enjoy opening them. Man, this wilderness box sucks. Sneaking off with friends to smoke cigs. 100% pack ripping therapy. That's definitely what it is. When I was talking to Charlie, we were talking a little bit about these streams, and he says, you know, because he's got a family and kids, he's not going to stay up and watch a 4 or 5 hour stream that starts at midnight or 1 in the morning. Because we were talking about like what time we were going to do the interview. So he tries to watch the recaps and stuff, but I was like, yeah, I basically do these streams when I'm bored, can't sleep late at night, and it's just more of like a fun therapy hangout. Do you collect gold bars? I do not. Midnight Lake Sigil Reverse. We need a timestamp guy. That would be good. I probably should timestamp these videos. But honestly, even I don't go back and rewatch these streams. Whatever I say, whatever I do, I just post them and let them ride. I don't go back and replays. I do have a lot of silver though. I'm not big into gold, but I do have a bunch of ounces of silver. Probably a couple 100 ounces. And silver's been popping a little bit lately, right? Since you're 6 or 7 hours behind, I usually catch the end. Gold is at an all-time high, silver in the 30s. Because I've been selling back into the market because I bought a ton of silver. Maybe it was like 2019. There's like one point like towards the beginning of COVID, maybe a little bit before COVID, where silver was like $12 or $13 an ounce. Like something crazy low. Like it was really low. And when it was like 12 or 13, it might have even gone down to like 11. I bought a ton of silver. And now when I saw it start hitting 30 again, I've been selling some of my rolls of silver at like the 20 coin rolls because I've been like doubling, almost tripling the money that I had in them. And I'm putting that towards a little stash that I've got that I'm calling my future Metazoo stash. I spent so much just ridiculous amounts of money on the old Metazoo. I'm building a little bit of a fund for whatever I want to do with the new Metazoo. How much of this new stuff am I going to want to buy? So some of the stuff I'm selling right now, I'm making a nice little stash just for Metazoo. So I'm taking my silver profits and putting it towards Metazoo. I've got a couple some graded silver eagles. What do you mean I ain't buying shit? Kindling Spark Root Reverse. How is the bodybuilding content doing revenue-wise? It's doing really good. Tuck it in. Bills saved from... The problem was, even though I'm making a lot of money on the bodybuilding channel, I want to like start my own little... Just keep a separate fund for Metazoo. Because when I'm making a lot of money on the bodybuilding channel, I'm spending way too much on trading cards. So I want to have like a separate account that's just trading card funds and not dip into my main stuff. There are definitely some years that I went a little bit crazy on trading card purchasing. Hope I'm spelling this correct, but how much Metazoo can you buy these days with Dogecoin? I don't even know what's Dogecoin at right now. I'm assuming it's not doing very well. They definitely won't be paying me. We haven't had any conversations like that. I mean, maybe they'll send me a booster box or something, but I'm assuming they're not going to send me a lot. But we've had no conversations about anything like that. I plan on buying a bunch of it. The Pink Mess of Goose Creek Lagoon. But I wouldn't be surprised if they sent me a booster box or two. Money debasement will continue to escalate going forward. Do you think now that a new leadership has taken over that you can make money trying to grade and sell the hits? I think it's going to take a while before the value starts to go up on the hits, and then the value starts to be established for the new stuff. All right, Let's run another horse race before we get out of here. We'll do a double crown on this one. A stamped and a non-stamped. I know this is mainly a Metazoo channel, but if you did a little Pokemon mixed in, it might help with the cost by grading. It is more expensive though. I've definitely been mixing in some Yu-Gi-Oh! In my recent submissions. I've got a few. We'll have a few good submission videos to do here before the end of the year. I've got maybe 5 submissions at PSA, maybe 3 or 4 at Beckett, 3 at CGC. I've got a bunch of submissions coming back from all the grading. And I've got another one at DSG too, although I'm not a big fan of DSG. But yeah, let's do another horse race here. For the double crown, you guys are cheating. You guys are commenting early. This time I'll do it different. The first person to comment the number they want gets the horse. The first number gets the horse. Manuel says 4. All right, we got Manuel on. Catching Cryptids is in 6. Go Ducks. So Jared, hold on. Jared says 2. He's the first person I see in 2. Go Ducks. Wait, you said 5, right? Go Ducks said 5. Smoking Them Grits. Let me double check this. I believe is the first person to say 1. Yep. Smoking. And who was the first 3? Let me double check this. I'm seeing Collecting Gems as the first person to say 3. All right. So for the double crown boys, we got Smoking Them Grits in number 1 with the orange horse. Jared in number 2 with the white horse. Collecting Gems, number 3, purple horse. Manuel, number 4, the black horse. Go Ducks, go, number 5, the red horse. And last, but certainly not least, Catching Cryptids, number 6, with the blue horse. All right. For the double crown, gentlemen, start your engines. Let's go. Number 1, Smoking Them Grits. Congrats, bro. And LawCal TCG, thank you so much, bro. $25 to help cover some of the shipping costs. A little bit of cheddar to help with some of that shipping. Make sure you guys go check out their new horror-themed set available for pre-order on their website right now. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. But congratulations to Smoking. Let me pack this up for you. And actually, Smoking, let me double check here. Yeah. You actually get a triple crown tonight because I thought I had a package that had your name on it. And I do. So I'm assuming this is the original promo card. So you're going to get all 3 of these. Did you message me your address? I've only got you and Cardio Chris are the only 2 people that haven't been shipped. I still don't have Cardio Chris's address. But Smoking. So if you don't have Instagram, just nickstrengthandpower@gmail.com, nickstrengthandpokemon@gmail.com, nickstrengthandpower on Instagram, nickstrengthandpower on whatever. Oh, you already have the raw signed one. Man, I'm confused. Well, either way, you got something going out to you. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. I love you guys. It's always good to see you. And I will see you guys hopefully on the live version of the interview with the new owners of Metazoo, asking your guys' questions. And we are shooting for November 1st. Like I said, so that should be Friday, right? Let me check the day of the week. Oh, it's actually, yeah, it is Friday. Okay. November 1st, Friday, is when we're shooting to interview the new owner of Metazoo. So I'll see you guys there. And I'll see you on the next one, boys. Thanks for stopping by. Love you guys.